I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
I've abandoned free market principles to save the free market system.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Raising the debt ceilings does not increase our debt. It does not somehow promote profligacy.
I know words. I have the best words. Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Peddling Fiction Podcast. I am your host, the voice and soul of so-called fiction, Johnny Profita. And back with me after being knee-deep in a pile of shit all weekend is Justin Hillbilly Boy Campbell.
If only it were only knee-deep. We had the whole backyard dug out, and I was down. It was about waist deep. We pumped all the water and sludge and everything out of it before we got in there. But then it started raining on us as we were doing it, so it's already mud and it's just getting. Stephanie lost her boots twice, I think, like stepping down in to help me and got her boots stuck and had to pull her boot. Like it was funny. But we got the whole backyard completely torn up, relayed all of the septic pipe work and everything, and got it covered back up. It's not pretty by any means, but it's done and it's all functional and works, which is the first time in over 2 years since we moved here that it's worked perfectly fine with no problems. So yay.
It reminds me of congratulations. It reminds me, I was listening to I don't know, something, I don't know if it was a podcast or what, but they were talking about having to rebuild all the stuff on the coast in California after the fires. This is Adam Kroll was talking about how all of those houses were on their own like septic system, and it was like a great opportunity for them to like get them in on like the fucking city septic system with like lay down some actual pipes and all this shit. But probably not going to end up doing that, and it's just going to take them forever to rebuild some of that stuff.
There were people that were talking about like the government contracts and the regulations and everything, like to rebuild all of that is going to cost exponentially more than what it cost to build originally, and then even what a lot of these people paid for these properties and stuff. Like I would be interesting to see and hear some of the follow-up on how that's going, especially in those like really rich like Hollywood type neighborhoods where a lot of stuff got.
Well, it's like a perfect opportunity to kind of Chicago fire it. That's why, for those of you that have set foot in the shithole that is Chicago now, it's on a perfect grid system. And that's because they basically got to rebuild it after the Chicago fire. And so that's one of the nice things about shithole Chicago. When you're getting stabbed or shot, you know exactly what your coordinates are. But yeah, dude, in California, I forget it, man. This other lady I heard talking about, like, her house is burned down like twice already. And the first time it took over a year just to get the permit to clean up the mess from the fire. You have to pull permits to clean up your fucking property. Like, California is fucking done for. And it's like the perfect, it's like an extreme example. When you take all of these crazy, like, liberal ideas to their extremes, that's what you start to end up with.
Well, the problem with crazy liberal ideas is they work in a perfect world where nothing bad ever happens and where, you know, human beings don't exist, and human nature isn't a thing. Like, they seem great in this like utopia that will never exist, and then as soon as you apply them to like real world, oh shit, what are we going to do now? Then the whole thing fucking blows up. It's funny you mentioned like the response and stuff. I just, you asked if I had anything and I didn't, but I scrolled past this. Representative Rosa DeLauro, one of the most insane looking creatures in Congress.
Ooh, that's saying a lot.
Is asking for evidence of where FEMA has failed.
Where is the evidence of the failure of FEMA?
Congresswoman, we still have claims open from Hurricane Katrina. We have claims that are still unpaid to people who said they were due them 7 to 8 to 10 years old. They have never been paid by FEMA. So one of the worst things that the federal government can do is to stand up in front of the American public and say, we will be there. We will walk alongside you in the most horrible time of your life, and then never follow through on it.
Where is the, as if that chick is capable of, she looks like a Batman villain character, kind of like a female penguin crossed with something else, Poison Ivy.
Have you seen the new Batman? There is a new Batman cartoon on, I want to say HBO Max, and they do have a female penguin, and she does look exactly like the fucking female penguin. So Sean and I attempted to watch that. We got like 5 minutes in. Whenever Alfred, like Batman's butler, comes out, and he's not like an older dude, he's like a pudgy middle-aged guy. Sean was like, "Nope, I'm out," and turned it off. I was like, "Dude, like I knew I raised you to be a comic book snob, but I didn't think I raised you that much of a comic book snob." He was like, "You want me to turn it back on?" I was like, "No, that's cool. Like I didn't want to watch this anyway. I was just going to watch it for you." Like as soon as he noped out, I was like, "Yes, we're done." But
what is this urge to just change everything, even just slightly change? Like, no, dude, just keep it. It's a classic for a reason. You don't need to change these things. It doesn't make it better. It at a minimum, it's just distracting to anybody that's been following it before. Actually, I know we were going to start with the the Ukraine mineral deal, but pull up that video game thing that I sent you. I didn't even read this, but I was like, oh, dude, we could talk about it.
A lot of your listeners are going to be very familiar with Gamergate, and that goes back to what we were just talking about with changing stuff. Gamergate wins. Leftist video game journalists face buyouts and mass layoffs. Beyond those conservatives and libertarians in the alternative media that were warning about the invasion of woke ideology for many years, the very first group of normies to recognize the progressive threat to their subculture was gamers. And to their credit, they brought attention to the issue in a more effective way than the alternative media ever did. So now we've got a ton of these video game, I don't know what you want to call it, the streamers and the magazines and the stuff that covers video games. Like a lot of these are starting to get bought out, starting to go through like mass layoffs and stuff, firing people left and right, because they've continually, one of the words that's used here in the article is the uglification of female characters and the addition of obesity activism, the incessant use of gay and trans propaganda, and the injection of leftist messaging into the stories that are aimed at younger kids. Like they have force-fed woke culture into gaming and also into gaming media with the gaming writers, the bloggers, the YouTubers, and like the official gaming channels that cover and talk about video games. They've put more and more of this like ugly bitches that talk too much, and like if you're a female in gaming, sorry females, but if you're a female in gaming, you just need to look good. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. You just need to be hot. That goes for the character and for the people talking about. That does not just
apply to gaming. That applies to every facet of life.
Well, so they like the injection of all of this woke bullshit has finally caught up with the gaming, and it has been catching up with the gaming industry for a number of years, but it's really hitting home where a lot of these gaming companies and the companies that cover the games are losing enough money that now they're really having to be like, oh fuck, like, but they've also invested themselves so much in it that they can't just stop now. So it's like they've dug themselves into a hole that there's no way out of except for like a hard way out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I haven't played that many video games recently, especially like the new ones that come out. But I did get the Madden game, and they have some chick doing the fucking play-by-play. They got some fucking broad. What the hell is that? Is that a thing now? I haven't watched like a lot of live football. They have female color and play-by-play chicks.
And not that I'm aware of. I know we've still got like the female sideline reporters and the ones that do like analysis and stuff. But
yeah,
they're not up in the
fucking booth. They're not doing the John Madden.
Yeah, the main booth doesn't have any females.
Oh God, it's driving me fucking crazy. So I was upset about that. Oh, and I saw just yesterday maybe there's an article about Civilization 7, and they have like black fucking Vikings in the game or something.
But there's a new Assassin's Creed game that's set in like feudal Japan that has a black samurai. And after they released that, then people started coming out with all this. Well, that actually exists. Like there is a story that is unconfirmed about a samurai that may or may not have been dark complected.
I thought he was the original samurai.
Yeah, not necessarily black, but possibly. But like the way that was justified after the original trailer drop for it. I think that game. I think it went on sale before it even officially dropped. Like it was getting such poor, doing such poor numbers in like the pre-release and pre-sales and stuff that like they put a price drop on it before it ever even actually released. And I think it's struggling still. I don't know. I stopped playing Assassin's Creed games a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, and how is that not like fucking cultural appropriation that all these fucking social justice warriors used to go crazy over?
Well, and that's one of the problems that they ran into with that one was it did come across as a cultural appropriation type of a thing to a lot of the Japanese audience, which if you're going to do a feudal Japan Assassin's Creed, you might want to do something and the Japanese play the fuck out of video games. You know, you might want to not piss off a large target demographic, which that's another one of those things that we talk about a lot with like video games and movies and television shows and stuff like that. It's like understanding who your target audience is and catering to them is going to go a lot further than catering to the people who are never going to buy your shit to begin with. Like that was the mistake that Bud Light made. Like you are Bud Light. You are cheap piss beer. You just need to appeal to the people who drink cheap piss beer. And that's not like affluent, hoity-toity, liberals. It's basic ass rednecks who enjoy sports and hunting and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, it's weird because it's almost as if they don't realize that like the vast majority of people are not open to their messaging, but yet they do know it because they flip out every time somebody's not open to it, which is pretty often. But then they're like, oh yeah, we can just slip some shit into this fucking video game and they'll like it somehow, or they won't notice. I don't know exactly what they're thinking, but I have seen, now that I think about it, I was playing one of those Tom Clancy games too. I don't remember what the name of it was called, but there was like climate change discussions in the mission or something like they would just like throw in a comment about climate change. It's just like, I'm killing people here. Just shut the fuck up. Let me shoot some people. I don't need a fucking speech on the environment.
Well, the big thing about Gamergate was whenever people started to like notice all of this wokeness being injected into everything gamer related, then they started blaming it on a culture of racism and toxic masculinity within gaming. It's like, or maybe you're just making a shitty product trying to cater to people who aren't your demographic. Yeah,
and I think the gamers aren't the only ones that have had an ass full of this and just can't take it anymore. Have you been following that that give, send, go thing with the chick that dropped the N bombs? I'm not sure. Can we play that?
I mean, we can do anything we want. Whether or not it stays up on YouTube is another question.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, let's play it then.
Let's see if I can find it. No, you know where it is?
I have it bookmarked. I was just like, yeah, maybe I'll bring this up. Yeah.
We'll play it away then.
I'll send it to you. I'll let you control it. I'm drinking my coffee here. Whoever plays it gets in trouble. Shit. Yeah, this is wild, man.
I mean, I played the Burger King guy on the plane before, so like this can't be that much worse, right? Can it?
You call him a nigger, the child? Did you call the child the nigger word? It is my own business. You call him a nigger? Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Fuck you, nigger. Okay. Nigger. All right, that's what you say. Nobody dig into your shit. A little fucking kid just did, you dumbass. That little kid, you call him a nigger? Yeah. The little child? Are you about to hit him? You chase him here? He took my son's stuff. So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, a nigger, the N-word. If that's what he's gonna act That's like. What you're gonna call him. That's what he's gonna act like. You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that. I don't give a shit. Huh. Fuck off. Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
What the internet had to say about her was $700,000 to a give, send, go. Last I checked.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Every time I see a post about it, it's the numbers are wildly inaccurate. The one I just sent you said she's raised over $518,000. Her initial target, I think, was like $10,000 or something, and money just kept pouring in. And of course, deranged people that don't understand where we are in this culture war right now are just like, see, look at all the white supremacists that just want to drop N-bombs left and right. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't know how old this, like, yeah, like some lady fucking yelling at a little kid dropping N-bombs. It's like,
well, apparently he said a 5-year-old. It was confirmed that the kid is actually like 9 or 10 years old. So definitely should have known better than to steal other people's shit. But
yeah. And I think, you know, depending on the age of like a 5-year-old, you're just like, okay, that's just a little kid doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But like a 10-year-old going through your stuff and taking something that isn't there, I don't think that warrants calling them an N-bomb. But you know, you can yell at if somebody else is like, yo, kid, I got yelled at by fucking people when I misbehaved as a 10-year-old. Calling, you know, dropping an N-bomb is completely inappropriate. But what this fucking Somali guy's doing, putting a camera in her face afterwards, I mean, like, hey, did you just say that? Did you just say that? Do you have the balls to say it again? Like, dude, fuck you, man. If you want to confront her for being a complete bitch to some kid, go ahead and do it, but you don't need to record it. And you don't, we'll see what the internet has to say about it. Like, this is just your attempt to ruin somebody's life for them, I don't know, dude, saying a word. And I think so many people have just had enough of this cancel culture, hypocritical, heads I win, tails you lose, race baiting sort of game. And I mean, dude, like, these people are just sending her like she's gonna get $1 million from yelling at a 10-year-old kid, calling him an N-word. And I don't, dude, like, if you want to get me to say it, like, get in my face and be like, I bet you won't say it. Be like, then I fucking would, actually. It's like, I bet you don't have the balls to say it because I got a camera on you now. Dude, those people are just fucking despicable. It's like, I don't know what I find more despicable behavior. Her telling that to like a little 10-year-old kid, or this guy that feels the need to, you know, interject himself into something that is none of his business, but to do it with the intention of, you know, ruining her life and putting a camera on it. And dude, it's just so fucking annoying. What does this say? $700,000?
Yeah. The Shiloh Hendricks fundraiser now sits at $700,000. A lot of people are failing to understand why this happened. It was essentially a protest to show the mob that if they cancel someone over words, that person will profit from it massively. It was a protest against cancel culture.
100%, dude. 100%. I don't know anybody that's like, oh yeah, you should be like dropping N-bombs at little kids that rifle through your fucking. Nobody's in support of that. It's they're giving the money against the guy with the phone. That's what's happening here. It's
when he said we'll see what social media has to say about it, that ignited a bunch of people to be like, all right, this is what we had to say about it.
Yeah, stop this shit. Just fucking stop it. Okay, yeah, she may be a fucking horrible person, but now she's got almost $1 million. So yeah, like, just you want to tell her that she's a fucking bitch. Go ahead, tell her off, but you don't need the fucking phone to do that. You don't need to post it on the internet. And just deal with it right there in the fucking moment, and stop trying to send this shit all over the fucking world. It's ridiculous. And like, shit like that could like that used to start like fucking race wars and shit a few years ago. Who knows what you're gonna fucking pop off by posting some like pointless video where there was no like words are not violence. You're just mean to a kid. Okay.
Yeah, that's it's not hate speech, and hate isn't a thing. There's just speech.
Yeah. But yeah, people are giving money against that guy and the people that are like him. It's not for her. She just happens to be the beneficiary of it. But it's a message to those types of people that think they're so fucking high and mighty, and we're gonna cancel you and ruin your life because you had a bad moment in your life. We're gonna try to make sure you never get a job again. And what? Shit. It's reassuring though. It's reassuring if that bitch can get a fucking $1 million out of this. People that are worried about being canceled is like, it's like anything short of dropping N-bombs towards little kids. I think you'll be fine. But yeah, that's this culture war, and white people did not start this. And even just a couple weeks ago, how much did that kid get for stabbing the other kid, murdering the other kid?
500,000 or something.
Yeah, it was about it. Yeah, a few $100,000, bought a new house. Black Lives Matter. It's just like there's just this impulse for people of color to defend other people of color automatically, regardless of what they've done. It's just like, he's black, I'm black. He walks on water, I walk on water. He did nothing wrong here. Obviously, that was self-defense or something like that. George Floyd, Michael Brown was the gentle giant. They just it's such a bizarre, like, I don't understand it, because if I see a fucking white dude do something retarded or illegal or horrific, I'm not immediately jumping to their defense just because we have the same skin color. I don't know. I guess is that my privilege there, that I don't have to protect and justify everything that every white person does, because white people are the only race apparently that can't stand up for themselves anymore as a group. I don't know. But it's just such a retarded thing to do. To just, regardless of what the people do, you stand up for them because you have the same skin color. And it's like, again, dude, I don't like this group mentality. I know I've mentioned this before on the show, where it's just like your group is all black people or all Indian. Like, there's a lot of fucking black people, or all Indian people, or like even just all women. Your group is all women. Your group is 52% of the planet. Like, that's your group. You don't want to niche down a little bit. Anyway, I guess we'll keep an eye on that. This is a very interesting development in the culture war. I don't know what else to say. It's interesting. I like following it. It's probably all Donald Trump's fault.
Yeah, she was emboldened by Trump because he's literally Hitler. That makes her feel emboldened to say the N-word out loud in a public park.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Something else came across my fucking feed the other day. This is I retweeted it or whatever because it was absolutely hilarious. But look at this. This is the left trying to meme for those of you who are just listening. So this is like Kyle Kalinske guy posted this, and he thought this was a good meme. Justin, would you like to describe this and read it for the listening audience?
It's the ghost of Hitler standing behind Donald Trump with his hands on his shoulders, saying, "Send $1 trillion to Israel," and Trump saying, "You got it, boss."
Okay. I mean, what can you? So yeah, Donald Trump has the ghost of Hitler advising him on things, obviously, because he's not. I guess he's not literally Hitler. He's Hitler reincarnated or something.
There you go.
But you know, Hitler's very concerned about the Israeli defense of all those Jews in Israel, so he wants to send them some money. Make sure we protect the Jews, right? I guess he doesn't want the Palestinians having all the fun killing them. Hitler wants to be the ones. He wants the Germans to be putting the fucking. God, dude, these people are absolutely retarded. Like, I just can't imagine making that meme and thinking it makes sense.
I saw one of those the left camp meme where it was the left trying to like rebut the left camp meme thing, but it was just a wall of text meme. It's like, oh my god, like that's not how this works. If it requires reading, you did it wrong.
That is, they became the meme trying to dispute the meme.
It's amazing.
It's like,
and God love them. If it wasn't for that, the internet would not be nearly as entertaining as it is, because the memes are great, but watching the left try and fail miserably at meming might be even better. Like, I think those are actually unintentionally funnier than the ones that are supposed to be funny.
It's kind of true. Yeah. It really is something, man. They're so bad at it. They're like cartoonishly bad at meming. I don't know what that is. How do you not understand meme culture? I just don't get it. It's like, even if you sent them to school on like how to meme, like they could go through and get their PhD in how to meme and they still wouldn't be any good at it. They could study memes forever. And there's something, we need to like study people's brains when it comes to memes to figure out what I think there is the missing piece, where these like social justice warriors, like whatever function in your brain lights up when you see a meme, they don't have that. And I think a lot of our problems stem from them not having whatever brain function that is. Anyway, wasn't planning on really talking about any of that. Nice little tangent, though. Little N-bomb tangent. What else we got today?
I'd say, as you were talking about that, I was and talking about how the left doesn't get it. I was also looking at some like different polling stuff, and like AOC and Ilhan Omar are not doing particularly well with Gen Z in a lot of different like polling and stuff. Like, apparently this radical left wing is not appealing to this next generation that's coming up, which we've talked about this before, especially with the young males in Gen Z and the next one coming up behind it, like the kids that are in the 15 to 22 year range right now. They have seen this extreme cultural push for progressivism, and they're dumbass kids and don't know any better. So they're coming up in a age of fuck that, we don't want this, and actually like rejecting it and pushing back against it, which is amazing. I see it with my son and a lot of his dumbass friends all the time, and it's really cool and it's a lot of fun. And so like Ilhan Omar and AOC are not hitting home with this generation like they do with the suck-ass millennials.
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually like last night or maybe the day before. I was like at the gym and I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about the Canadian elections and how like the exit polling for Canada, it was like everybody like millennial and younger, like their top concerns were like, a decent paying job so I can afford food and buy a house or something like that. And the entire boomer generation was like, I want to vote for this guy because like he's anti-Donald Trump. And it's like, kids have this like rebellious thing in them where it's like whatever the old people are into, I'm not into. And the old people don't like Donald Trump. So if you don't like Donald Trump, I'm into the opposite of that. You know what I mean? And that's great. I saw AOC was getting fucking heckled at one of her things by like the Palestinian crew.
Well, and then when you got Ilhan Omar going on television saying stuff like this, like, yeah, no wonder they're kind of getting pushed back against them.
A lot of conservatives in particular would say that the rise in Islamophobia is a result not of hate, but of fear, a legitimate fear, they say, of quote-unquote jihadist terrorism, whether it's Fort Hood or San Bernardino or the recent truck attack in New York. What do you say to them?
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. And so if fear was the driving force of policies to keep America safe, Americans safe inside of this country, we should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white men.
It's all white men's fault. Everything's white men's fault.
Yeah. Does she have data to back up that claim that white men are responsible for all these deaths?
Oh, dude.
I haven't seen those numbers.
I saw this chick. It was a black chick on a big long ass post trying to explain why the people who use per capita are wrong. Except that in all of her explanation for how and why people who are using per capita are wrong, she's just explaining why per capita is actually being used correctly. And like, she was like, if you had 100 people and 13 of those 100 were this, and they did this, it's like, yes, that's exactly what we're saying. Yeah, like, thank you for explaining per capita. Thank you for like breaking down per capita step by step. It was amazing, but she wasn't getting it. But she really laid out the groundwork for anybody else who also wasn't getting it, how per capita legitimately works. It was incredible.
Yeah, that's another meme, by the way, for those of you that aren't up to date on memes. Black people misunderstanding per capita and not fucking being bothered by the smoke detector chirp. But dude, Ilhan Omar can go fuck herself, dude. I don't understand how she keeps getting elected. This fucking Somali lady who just like has just wide open disdain for white people. What other politician can fucking say something like that and get away with it?
Speaking of Somalia, let's listen to her talk about that.
No, in jidadkeennii aan wada dhisano. Anigu waan ahay gabar Mareykanka laga doortay oo Kongresska Mareykanka ku jirto. Laakiin waxaan ahay gabar Soomaaliyeed, gabar idinku jinsi ah, gabar idinku af ah, gabar idinku diin ah, oo hadde qof iyadoo da'yar waddankeedii laga kaxeeyo wili xiise u qabto in maalin waddankeedii ay ku noolaato oo dadkeedii wax ay la wadaagto marka alxamdulilah waxaan rajaynayaa aniga iyo ilmahayga in aan hadde ku barbaariyo iyagana ilmahooda ay ku barbaariyaan dhulkii aniga aan ku soo koray taasna haddii ay suurtagelayso waa hadde shaqo badan inaan wada qabannaa hadduu ilaahay yidhaahdo oo aan ka dhignaa dhulkeenna dhul barwaaqadiisa dadka oo dhan ay dareemi karaan oo ay arki karaan oo ay ka wada faa'iidaysan karaan no
Okay.
So for those who are just listening,
And don't speak Somali.
Yeah, and don't speak Somali. Beautiful language, by the way. It's like rivals French or. Anyway, what she's saying is, she's a Somali girl that was just taken from her home, and she hopes one day that she and her children can come back and raise children there and return to their homeland. But in order to get there, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. They need to fix the roads and get their infrastructure. Like, why is this bitch in Congress if, like, you know, like, I want to return to the homeland too, but the homeland for me is fucking Kentucky, right? Like,
yeah, this is like, what's stopping you from going back to Somalia? What's going, like, you could be go to Somalia. Another meme. Like, dude, this is how is she in government here? I don't understand how that is fucking possible. I just don't understand it. She has open disdain for the people of America, open disdain for America as a country, wants to go back to Somalia. Does she, though? Does she really? Again, with all these politicians, you can listen to what they say and then watch what they fucking do. I don't, you know, you're telling me she hasn't made enough money to live like a fucking queen in Somalia?
right.
Like, go ahead, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Go back to Somalia.
I would be willing to bet with her congressional salary, she could rebuild most of Somalia on her own. Like, what's stopping her?
It's infuriating to listen to her, dude. She might be I don't know, dude. I try not to like listen to a lot of what she's said over the years, but for whatever reason, she's talking a lot more now. I don't know if maybe she's like gearing up to get onto one of these presidential tickets pretty soon. She can't, right? She wasn't born here. Mm-hmm. Can she be a vice president? Mm-hmm. No, because then you're next in line for the presidency.
Right.
So she's gone pretty much as high as she can go in government. So she's just going to be an obnoxious fucking bitch for like the rest of my life.
I guess there's a possibility if a Democrat were to win in 2028, she could get, you know, Secretary of State or something like that. Like, she could be in line for a higher position, but nothing that has a direct line to the presidency.
The presidency, yeah. I don't know. I don't understand why anybody likes her, so it makes sense that I'm on the same page with the kids today. Her and AOC. I mean, AOC is clearly gearing up for a presidential run. And I don't know, dude. The thing is, like, she's not young. She is young, but like, she's not like young as like young people would, like, to a 20-year-old, when you're 35, you might as well be 50. You know? Yeah, standing next to Nancy Pelosi, she looks like a spring chicken, but she's not like young and cool as she used to be, you know, 10 years ago. When she was a 25-year-old fucking bartender. It's like, but yeah, these people, man, they are obnoxious. Dude, Ilhan Omar doesn't have like a good idea in her entire body. Like, she's never come up with a good idea. She basically wants to turn the U.S. into Somalia, is what I got from that last exchange. I can't go back there, so I'm going to try to turn the United States into Somalia.
I'm trying to think. There was... Shoot, I lost it. There was something about Ilhan Omar that outside of like the the way
Marry
that
your brother.
Yeah, married her brother or something in order to like. There's a bunch of other sketchy stuff, but so like her and AOC. I'm trying to remember how many like sponsored by or co-sponsored by bills either of the two of them have actually gotten through Congress. Like I looked at the number of bills that have gotten through, like even that have gotten to the floor to be voted on for the squad as a whole. It's like insanely low. Like the squad does nothing. They're fucking progressive mouthpieces that put on a show. But when it comes to actually like doing the job, they don't do a fucking thing. Which, I mean, you know, from our perspective, the less that any politician does in terms of like legislation, that's a good thing. But from that side of it, like if you're voting for these people because you expect them to like change the world and make all of these things happen, and then all
Make
they do
Somalia great again.
and then they're just a bunch of blowhards that never get anything passed. It's like, well, what do they do? Oh, well, they say the right things and fundraise. That seems to be what, because all of them came into office piss poor, and now they're millionaires. So I think they've done all right.
Yeah, it's going to be how funny is it going to be in a couple of years when like AOC's got a net worth of like $6, $7, $8 million, and she's going to still be trying to play the fucking bartender. Rich need to pay their fair share claim, and just like I don't know, dude. Like how many more, like how much longer can this go on? Where you have generation after like each generation now is having a harder time sort of getting their feet set under them, affording like a middle-class lifestyle. And everybody that goes into government, even the ones that start out piss poor, become fucking millionaires off the back of their constituents. Like how is AOC going to be preaching to the fucking everybody with a liberal arts degree working at fucking Starbucks or as a bar back because you're up to your eyeballs in student loan debt? How is she going to preach to them? Like, what's her message going to be? Get into government and fucking fleece idiots? I just don't understand like how much longer this sort of system can go on. But as long as like you have, I don't know, they can always just like point the mob in the other direction. Like, oh, look at all these Republicans. It's like, yeah, no, you guys are all doing the same shit. The whole fucking thing needs to come down. It's not just Donald Trump. It's like,
well, speaking of though, we can get to the original topic we were going to start the show off with.
45 minutes ago.
Look at what both sides are doing. Apparently, with Ukraine, the U.S. approves a $310 million training and sustainment for Ukraine's F-16s after the minerals deal gets signed. So, I mean, yay, we get this mineral deal, but now we're going to, and to clarify what this $310 million training and sustainment deal is, we are going to be providing shuttered F-16s that the U.S. military does not use anymore to Ukraine for parts. So they can strip them for parts and use them to keep their, that's the sustainment part of it, to keep their F-16s that they currently have operational. The training side of it, the U.S. government will permit private contractors to get paid by Ukraine to teach them how to work on this stuff and make the repairs to them. So we aren't per se fighting the war for Ukraine, and there is some stipulations with this where Ukraine is actually paying either private contractors or the U.S. military for this stuff. But when you consider the billions that we've already sent them, that's, if any of that still exists, they're just sending us our own money back.
Yeah, they're paying us with their own money.
So yeah, so it's and this doesn't do anything to de-escalate or put an end to the war in Ukraine, which is effectively over anyway. Like the whole thing is just stalled. At this point, we're hitting like Middle East territory where it's just perpetual war for the sake of war because, you know, the war machine needs to keep churning and nothing's happening. Like this is.
Yeah, dude, it's just so fucking exhausting. I'm so sick of this shit. And it's like, yeah, we got this. So, Trump's initial justification was like, yeah, we get this mineral deal. We get to recoup some of the losses that we've sunk into this quagmire. And if the U.S. has an interest in Ukraine and these minerals, then it's like we can put pressure on Russia to stop the war, something along those lines. Now, to me, this just looks like we're getting further and further entangled into this quagmire that's been going on for what? Is this 3 years now? Dude, 3.5, like a little over 3. I think it was, what was it, like February of 2022? Is that right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We were in the process of moving up here, so it was February of 2022.
Yeah. So, like, Jesus Christ, dude, can we just fucking not get involved in this and just stop it? I mean, 310 million, that's not even that much money anymore. But it's just now, so now we have this interest over there, and any little spark that happens is like just the fucking powder keg can fucking go off. And I don't see, I don't know how he's going to put pressure on Russia, using this. I don't know. Now it's like, oh, we just got this mineral deal, so now we're even more, we're more involved. We're more interested in the outcome for Ukraine, and I think that's going to make it harder to negotiate. Like, a couple of weeks ago, wasn't Donald Trump saying, he's like, yo, like somebody asked him, like, what's Russia offering? He's like, Russia's offering not to like completely annihilate Ukraine, and they should take that deal. But now you can't have that because we got the mineral rights. So now you're gonna have to give Russia something else or more. I don't know what else. Who knows? He's the great negotiator. He's going to make all kinds of incredible deals.
The only thing I see out of this is it takes it from being the war that Biden got us into through all of the Burisma stuff. Like, you could almost directly tie this entire thing back to Obama and Biden and that administration and all of the shit that happened in 2008, 2014, and going forward from there. You could take all of that and peg it and pin it right there on Biden, almost specifically on Biden, but on Obama and Biden together. Now it's Trump's war because now he is investing in Ukraine. Like, we're now in it. Like, it's a massive fuck up, especially following up on what he ran on in his campaign to get us out of this, to end it. This doesn't do that. So, like, that's a pretty severe miss. Like, fuck the mineral deal bullshit. Like, nobody gives a shit. Like, yeah, that seems like a great deal to, like, government, big dicks that don't understand the average person. But why? Like, what do we need that for? What good does that do us? Fuck all of that shit.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, he owns it now. Like, he's literally invested in it. Like, that was a word I was looking for a couple of minutes ago that was eluding me. We are more invested in Ukraine, and it's Donald Trump's investment. So, yeah, I think this is just a fucking terrible, terrible goddamn move.
Oh, like, we get the mineral deal. Fuck the mineral deal.
Yeah, what kind of minerals do they have over there anyway? Like, I don't know, but like, at a minimum, the mineral deal should have come with like an end to the war's over. We negotiated. Once we negotiated like a complete fucking peace, not just one of these ceasefires or something, complete piece, like the deal is signed off, then we take some minerals or something like that. Not like, okay, yeah, we'll give you this mineral deal and then we'll give you some parts and shit for your F-16 so we can keep up this fucking like this farce that you're going to take on the Russian military. Yeah. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Man. Closing near the lows of the day here. Sorry, watching the...
It was kind of funny. So I played along with them, and one of them, there are some like Ukrainian guys in the group that I play with, and one of them was talking about, like, you know, he's like 40 and 50-year-old like fathers and grandfathers are getting picked up off the street and being conscribed to go to war. He's like, so, you know, it's kind of a scary time to just be a able-bodied male, like here in Kiev. It's like, because they might just grab you and send you off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, yeah, you'd think you know, damn, it's still dropping. Sorry, I'm just watching the last couple of minutes here of
watching your last trade for the day go in the shitter.
No, I didn't. I finished my trading this morning. I thought about taking one in the afternoon here. It would have been a really nice one, but I had a winner. So, you know, you try not to turn a winning day into a losing day by fucking around too much. But I'm just watching the market just fucking sell off here.
That is solid. That is solid marketing or trading advice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it comes from years of doing the opposite. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to give trading advice than to fucking abide by it. I'll tell you that. But anyway, yeah, closing near the lows of the day here. We are actually below the New York Open. And the last couple of minutes of online trading here. Oof. But yeah, that's the futures market. That's still open here. The Dow closed down 389 points, almost 390. NASDAQ 176, S&P 43. Gold up $87 right now. It was up like 90 yesterday. So that's coming back here. It's at 3,424. What's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin 94,000, hanging in, hanging around. Basically flat on the day though. It's been trading a lot like the fucking NASDAQ recently. Kind of flat. Although the NASDAQ was down a little bit today, but not much. Anyway.
Speaking of stocks, hope you haven't invested too heavily in electric vehicles after the Biden administration said that everybody had to have one or something of that nature. 35 House Democrats have joined Republicans to kill Biden's preposterous EV targets.
Yeah, so I was surprised by the 35 Democrats, I must say. That seemed like a lot.
The Congressional Review Act allows Congress to nullify rules taken in the final 60 days of a prior administration. Trump is using the CRA to kill California's ability to set EV standards for the nation. Many Democrats are howling, but 35 Democrats support Trump. So on Thursday, the House voted in strong bipartisan fashion to overturn the EV mandate the Biden administration let California impose on the rest of the country. The mandate is ludicrously impossible to meet. It said zero emissions vehicles would have to account for 43% of an automaker's sales by 2027 in California and the dozen other states that have signed up for its rules. It rises to 68% by 2030. So in the next 2 years, 43% of automaker sales would have to be electric vehicles, and in 5 years, 68%. Like everything about that is insane. And also, there shouldn't be a stipulation on what percentage of a automaker's sales are anything. Like, sell what fucking sells. Like, this is, how is that not considered market manipulation?
Yeah. And when the government steps in and puts its fucking thumb on the scale, when have they ever been right about what should be bought and sold? Like they're always wrong about this shit. I saw, I don't know if it was Pocahontas or some other stupid fucking leftist broad, but it was like, this is outrageous that the air that our children are breathing is now put at risk because they're rolling back these electric. Yeah, it's always about the children, right? It's like the air that our children are breathing. Right. Yeah, remember when it was Pete Buttigieg when he was the transportation secretary, and was it Thomas Massey? Was Thomas Massey asking him, or was he asking somebody else? I might be getting two different events confused. But he was just like talking about how, like, what's the plan for these electric vehicles? Like, we don't even have the fucking grid system to support it. And I think it might have been two different. Like, one was an interview with Pete Buttigieg, and the other one was just Thomas Massey just like pontificating about how all of this is fucking ridiculous. How it's like if you had like 85 refrigerators plugged into your house all day long or something like that. But yeah, Buttigieg just like, yeah, there's no plan. There's no plan for like charging stations and like the electric, like the grid system to support all of these electric vehicles if they were somehow to meet these pipe dream fucking metrics. There's just no way to actually do it. Even if you could sell all those cars to people, there's no way that all those people could be driving those cars simultaneously.
Well, in the market has shown people don't want those cars. Like they have been pushing and pushing and pushing for the last 4 years to make electric vehicles the thing, to really drive people to drive them more, and they just keep falling flat. Like the only area in that market where anything electric is actually doing well is like the truck that my wife has. It's like the hybrid gas electric crossover things, like small trucks and stuff like that. Like those are doing relatively well comparatively speaking, but like straight electric vehicles are falling on their face left and right. Like they are not doing well. There are a small minority of outliers that are. I think Ford has one, and maybe Honda has one that are like a electric car that's actually doing well. But like as a whole, electric vehicles are not doing well at all. People are pretty much rejecting.
Have you seen the Jeff Bezos new car?
No.
Dude, it's actually pretty cool. I kind of want to get one. Go to slateauto.com or whatever. And I think these are electric trucks. There's like a small pickup truck and then like an SUV, but you can customize all of it. Yeah, pull that up, dude. I was like fucking around with it the other day. I had some free time designing a car. But they're kind of like, there's like throwback to a simpler time. Like you can get it with like no bells and whistles, like no power windows. You don't even have to put doors on it. And you're supposed to be able to buy them for like 20K new, 25K, depending on how many bells and whistles you want to put into it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all electric. And it's like there's a pickup truck and like an SUV. It's kind of cool. But I have no idea whether, like, in terms of how it's going to perform as a vehicle, I have no idea. It's fun to design your own car, though.
That's not terrible, actually.
I was surprised by it too.
Expected price under $20,000. Fully customizable.
Yeah, dude, you can put some fucking decals on there. You can fuck around with the tires and the doors and the lights, the finishes on the inside. Yeah, and that just looks like kind of like a Range Rover to me or something. I was surprised. Like, if you just remove Jeff Bezos' name from it, I would really like it a lot more. Ooh, Justin's got a new truck in his future.
Probably not. I see. Here it is compared to a Chevy Silverado. Now, the thing that I like about my Dodge Ram is it's about the size of that Chevy Silverado, and it's a big fucking truck. That's what I like to drive. I tried to convince Sean to, like, everybody in my family is terrified to drive my truck. Like, my wife doesn't want to drive it. Sean doesn't want to drive it. Katie doesn't want to drive it. Like, I've been driving trucks this big my entire life. Like, since I was fucking 9 years old, that's all I've ever driven is a full-size truck. Like, I don't understand why everybody's so scared of it. Like, that's what I want, because too many people on the road are fucking retards. I need something that's a goddamn tank, so whenever they start doing dumb shit, I can put them off into the median and keep driving.
Yeah, well, I don't even think you might not even fit into that little pickup truck.
My wife, they're on the website. It's making comparisons of this to like the Ford Maverick, and that's what my wife has, is the Maverick, and I fit fine in that. I mean, I wouldn't want to ride in it for like a long trip or something, but just for driving to town or doing shit around local. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and it's electric. And you can make it look like something from fucking 1987. Anyway, we're coming up on time here, right? We had a lot more stuff to get through today, didn't we?
There's always Friday.
Yeah, a lot of it could be. Yeah, that was like, I mean, I had doors on mine, but I was designing something like that for my climate.
For those who are interested, it's www.slate.auto. If you want to,
we're not getting any money from them for this. This is free advertising.
Yeah, we just thought it was cool looking.
Yeah,
there you go. That's the Johnny truck right there.
I do like that. I'd probably give it a little more flair though, if I can. Yeah, make it extra. Maybe get some. I'm gonna make it look like a Wave Runner from 1992. Pink, purple, neon green. Fuck yeah.
See, now I'm just trying to figure out how big I can make this thing. Like, all right, that's cool and all. You got this little tiny truck. Can I make it like monster sized?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really driven very big cars, so. Anyway, yeah, we have a lot of, actually, most of that stuff I think we didn't get to today would be more fun for Friday anyway, when we're just kind of fucking off. And then I don't know what happened last Friday with the happy hour. Was a bust. I gave you guys 30 minutes before I bailed.
Dude, like 45 seconds after you logged off, Jim got on, and then like 2 minutes later, Jay got on. And so the three of us sat around and just shot the shit for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I remember as soon as I got to like the 30-minute mark, I was like, oh, if I wait one more minute, somebody might show up.
Yeah. Yes, you were correct. And Jim did.
Yeah. I would have liked, I mean, I probably had like maybe another 2 hours to go. I keep getting confused with the time difference. I was probably going to be able to go till about 10 o'clock your time. I don't know what time we left. Probably left at 7:30. I don't remember. But I, got to value my time a little bit. You guys going to make me sit around for 30 minutes talking to Justin. Jesus. I'll do that enough already.
Yep.
But we can try again this Friday if we want. I do want to do another game night. Those are a lot of fun. But yeah, I guess we'll get out of here on that. Just kind of rambling now. We'll be back on Friday. You got anything else going on? Your septic tank is all sorted out?
Yeah, that was the big project that was supposed to be the big project for the month, and we got it knocked out in about 2 weeks. So, yay! Or over 2 weekends. So yeah, that's it. That's should wrap me up.
Cool. Yeah. Well, go to Slate Auto or whatever and design your car. Show it to me on Friday. Be interested to see what you come up with.
Heck yeah.
And until then, you guys know what to do. Just keep on peddling that so-called fiction. Peace.